Starbucks showing a lot of momentum in its U.S. business in the most recent quarter, and the company hosting its Investor Day right here in New York City. Joining me now is Starbucks Global Chief Brand Officer, Tressie Lieberman. Tressie, great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you, Kate.
So talk to me about taking over marketing at this iconic brand. When you stepped into your new role here, what needed to be changed and why?
One of the first things that we did was put together marketing, menu, the digital experience, merchandising, and CPG. And we felt that pulling those all together could help us show up as one global brand and get the momentum moving. So we've reset our menu pipeline. We have new digital innovation coming, from a revamped rewards experience to an AI ordering companion, and our marketing has completely transformed. So what we're seeing is that we are growing both non-rewards members and members for the first time in 4 years. And we are also the brand that people want to come back to. So we are the highest in 5 years in terms of people saying they want to get back to Starbucks. So it's just exciting to see it all working together.
The amount of money the company's spending, obviously, on marketing and advertising has gone up significantly. So where can consumers expect to see you showing up in terms of how you're marketing to them in 2026 and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, our mission has been to be more visible, more relevant, more loved. So we have to keep our rewards members feeling that love, which is why we're introducing tiers and helping them feel more seen. But also we want to be on big stages. So you can see us for the Winter Olympics. We just did a massive integration with Beast Games through Mr. Beast. And so we want to get in front of customers again. And the great part about it is that we are not just over investing in marketing. We've actually right-sized the discounts that we were giving to fund the marketing budget so we can accomplish serving both audiences.
Yeah, because those discounts were not necessarily landing with the right customer.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that people want the right offer at the right time, and so we're certainly providing that. But really, it's about bigger value. Like, people want to feel that Starbucks is worth it, and that's the way that every single touch point is orchestrated in the coffee house experience as well as in our marketing that makes you feel like this is a brand you want to be at.
Yeah, and value in terms of paying the right price for a premium experience.
Yeah.
And to that point, I want to talk about the rewards overhaul. Tell us what's changing in the program and why that change needed to be made.
Well, our very best customers are coming 200 times a year, and we were treating them the same as someone who comes once a year. And so we've introduced tiers. We have a green, gold, and reserve tier. And so you'll be rewarded based off your purchase frequency. And then we provided everyday value with a new free Mod Monday, which is essentially a free modification every month for any member. And what's awesome about that is you look at things like cold foam and now our protein cold foam. People want that customization, and now we're going to help drive that experience.
And when can consumers expect to see these changes come into play?
Well, we've already had so much underway, from our marketing overhaul to the menu revamp. If you think about what's coming even next week, we have a new matcha menu with some really exciting flavors. We're resetting our core flavors, and then we have innovation like ube coconut macchiato coming in the spring. But from there, we have energy refreshers, so that's going to be a big deal as we think about winning the afternoon. We've taken our beloved platform of refreshers, and you can now get it with an extra energy boost or get it decaf. And then in March, you'll see this rewards experience come to life. So we're moving fast because we know what our customers want. We've been listening, and we want to give them more things to talk about.
I want to talk a bit about Gen Z and the younger consumer, because getting them engaged and keeping them engaged with brands, particularly in this economy, is so important. How are you evaluating that opportunity and moving on it to make sure that you're engaging them in the right capacity?
Well, Starbucks has a long history of leading in culture, but I think we weren't necessarily leveraging culture. And that is our focus. You know, we're looking at customers. We're highly curious to look around corners and see how we become a brand that is the most relevant and that people want to talk about. And with our personalized menu, we have a new trend happening every day that customers are creating, where they're showing their latest creation, whether it's a cake batter latte or the Dubai chocolate matcha latte, which actually started last year as a trend and is now permanently on our menu. So we've responded with things like a secret menu where we can move fast on these trends. We have a trending menu now where we can add new innovation like the cannonball drink we just created with Mr. Beast. And we're just going to continue to lean into that. But it's not just menu, it's also our merchandise. You may have seen the viral barista that happened in Holiday, and we are continuing to drop these cultural beats that get conversation rolling around the brand.
And this AI companion for ordering, what will that look like, and when can consumers expect to see that roll out?
Yeah, Starbucks has always had the #1 rated app. I mean, it's something I admired from afar before I joined the company. And we are getting back to innovation. And so whether it's in our own app or outside of the app and meeting customers where they are, we have to imagine a world where people just are saying what they want. They're not putting their order into an app. They're just saying what they're in the mood for, and then AI can help make that recommendation, and then you can place that order immediately. So we're meeting customers where they are, and that's innovation that's going to be coming really soon.
So I could go into the app and say, I feel like having this type of a drink, and it would suggest something for me?
Exactly, yeah.
And how are you balancing that with order complexity, which has been challenging for baristas in certain stores over the course, of the last several years? This isn't a new issue, and I know slimming down the menu has kind of clawed back some of those issues. But how do you look at the AI opportunity and the personalization opportunity and balancing that with what baristas are seeing in stores?
Well, we're always optimizing the core menu to make sure we have the right assortment. We've reduced our SKUs by 25% just over the last year. But I think when we innovate, it's building on a current build structure, right? So there's a certain way that we make our pumpkin spice latte and a certain way that we're going to make our gingerbread latte. So it's a flavor innovation versus retraining on something that's entirely new. So we're trying to work within the base builds, but we're also spending a lot of time talking to partners. So I'm joining a call every Friday with Mike Grams, our Chief Operating Officer, to talk to partners and understand how they feel about new things we're building. We now have what we call a starting five, where we actually go into stores and we're testing new ideas early on so we can get feedback and make them easier while still creating the best expression of the idea. So as we design, it is partner and customer connected because we know that we have to have the right experience for both.
And what is the #1 most requested thing you're hearing from customers, and how do you plan to act on that this year?
One of the amazing things about our brand is that we have such a broad audience, and they all want to try new things, right? You have your matcha customer, your Frappuccino customer, your ice shake and espresso customer. Sometimes that person is ordering all three, right? Because depending what they're in the mood for, they want to try something different, whether it's morning or afternoon. So I think we have a lot of flexibility in how we're building on it, but we're also adding to our core platform. So instead of creating something entirely new, with energy refreshers, we've built on the refresher platform, and it's already a $2 billion business that customers love. I mean, if you go on social media, you see everybody talking about the strawberry acai, the pink drink, now the cannonball. And so we're building on that love and adding new innovation because we know they want energy, but we're going to do it in the uniquely Starbucks way with right, clean ingredients that make it something appealing.
And then finally, as you're forecasting trends, I know you just mentioned energy drinks and refreshers, for example. What's the biggest trend that you think will kind of take hold this year? Is it continuing on that health platform? Is it those iced drinks? What are you looking at and kind of hoping to engage with?
I think that definitely health and wellness is going to continue to be a lead story. That's why it's so important that we have added protein and we continue to look at new innovation. But also, the trend is not going away that people want beautiful drinks to post about new flavor experiences that they haven't tried before. I mean, I get excited about ube and that coming to the menu and being able to bring that flavor to a broader audience, and things like mango chai. We've actually are working with our chai to have it more customized for sweetness with just a touch of honey. So we're making it clean and modern, but also innovating on top of it with the mango. Blended refreshers are coming. We're working on sparkling. So it's not a one size fits all. You know, I think that with our menu, it creates so much opportunity for everyone to be their own barista and create interesting customizations.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing how it all shakes out. Thank you so much for joining me, Trice. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me, Kate.